Hello everyone, this is Nick Mullane and I'm going to be talking to you about the pros and cons of airlines charging individuals by the total weight. This would include a person themselves plus their luggage. There's several different pros and cons to it, and ultimately from the research that I've done it comes down to the pros are sheerly economical and business related. On an article in the week that's called "Should Airlines Charge Passengers by Weight?" written by Harold Mass, the Samoa Air this was back in 2013, they started to charge their passengers by the weight. Excuse me, this company, they mainly kind of do an island hopping service down in the Pacific Islands, and so they have smaller planes, only about 12 passenger planes, so the weight of the individuals and the luggage account for more of the physics behind the takeoff, so it's a higher percentage of the overall weight. They back in 2013, their average prices were about $1 to $4 for every 2.2 pounds because they're weighing everything in kilograms. So this means that a passenger will pay somewhere between $50 to $200 per 100 pounds. So for example, myself, weighing about 230 plus my luggage, we're almost up to 300 pounds if I have a large suitcase, so I'd be looking at anywhere from $150 to $600, which seems to be pretty well right in line with the prices of travel. So from an economical standpoint, it seems like for me personally, it is about where I'm already paying for fuel tickets. Obviously, somebody that is much smaller than me, I would say that they'd be getting the better deal. They would be paying less than what they consistently are now. Samoa Air, their CEO said that this is the fairest way for them to do travel. There's no extra fees in terms of extra baggage or anything. It just is cut and dry. For every kilo, it's this set price, and so it's pretty black and white for them. The biggest thing they were talking about was their size of their airlines, how they're the smaller seated planes, and just how all the physics and then all the variable costs that go into flying, how those increase that much more in terms of percentage of profit and everything. Again, a lot of the pros are from the business and the economic side. Significant number of individuals, about 41% in a poll, said that charging overweight passengers is considered to be discrimination. However, the airlines kind of counter to that is that they can save about $3,000 per year in fuel costs for every kilogram they shave off of a plane's weight. So that makes us as a consumers more thinking more about how much we're packing and how much weight we're packing on a plane. If we're able to shave off even 10 pounds, that's going to be about 4 kilograms. So we just saved them now $12,000. Now, as long as that $12,000 profit would get passed back down to us as the consumers, then I think as a consumer standpoint, that's a great deal. But if the airlines are packing that $12,000 back into their pocket, then it's obviously not as good of a deal for the consumers. So we've talked about the pros simply from the business side, that it should allow them to save money by making the consumers more conscientious of how much weight we're packing onto planes, especially for the smaller airlines. Now you get into Delta and all these bigger airlines that have the larger planes, the percentages aren't quite as heavily weighted, obviously. Now the comms, I'm sure all of us are agreeing that it is kind of discriminatory to charge somebody more just because of their physical status. It's obviously not necessarily a black and white situation. One thing that I found was really interesting that I hadn't thought about, but the individuals that would be paying more, they're saying, well, what is my money getting for me? If I'm going to be paying more money to ride this airplane, then I want a bigger seat. I want more bang for my buck. It's awesome for the little guys that are saving money, for somebody that weighs 100 pounds and they're flying for $50. But if I'm going to be paying $600 or $700 to get on this flight instead of $100, what's that other $500 getting me? So I definitely think that it does open up some more questions is how the airlines are going to do that. Are they going to kind of have certain seats that kind of work their way through the plane for the different weights, or how they're going to do that? So overall, I think we've heard obviously that from a business and economic standpoint there is a lot of positive things about it, but as society there still is some concerns and issues that we need to figure out to see if this is truly a feasible thing, and if the Samoa Airlines is going to be starting a trend with how plane tickets are being priced out.